The world military powers have long used the high seas as a platform to wage military campaigns and more recently, to flex their military might. They wield a naval force that often comprises a complement of destroyers, battlecruisers, submarines, and for some, the imperial aircraft carriers. These vessels pack some of the most fearsome weapons ever known to man. For example, there is the Trident II missile carried by the Ohio-class submarines, a ballistic missile that can carry up to 8,475 kiloton nuclear warheads. By comparison, the nuclear weapon that devastated Hiroshima during World War II had a 12 to 13 kiloton yield. It is a good thing then that these weapons are mostly carried by naval vessels as a show of force. Number 10. Boré-class ballistic missile submarines. The Boré-class missile submarine is not quite as big as its predecessor, the Typhoon behemoths, but they are still the second largest missile submarines out there today, bigger even than the American Ohio subs. They are the quietest missile submarines yet from the Russians, and each one can carry a weapons load powerful enough to lay waste to a major city. That armament includes up to 16 RSM-56 Bulava missiles, each with 10 nuclear warheads. They also have a range of 8,000 kilometers and, apart from being accurate, are designed to evade enemy defenses en route to striking its assigned targets. Number 9. Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. In April 2020, the American Navy took delivery of a new Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, continuing a run that began way back in 1991 with the commissioning of the first one. The destroyers are often regarded as the workhorse of the U.S. Navy, a fearsome weapons platform built around an Aegis combat system and a sophisticated radar array. The naval vessels carry a lethal combination of guns and missiles that include a 25mm Bushmaster chain gun, 127mm Mark 42 cannon, Harpoon anti-ship missiles, and Tomahawks. Number 8. Virginia-class submarines. America flexed its naval might in February 2019 when it unveiled its newest submarine, the USS South Dakota. The attack submarine is touted as the most advanced hunter-killer submarine in existence, with a host of cutting-edge technology within its tubular hull. The fast attack boat is nuclear-powered and can cruise at a top speed of almost 30 miles per hour. The USS South Dakota is equipped to carry a lethal mix of Tomahawk missiles, torpedoes, and mines for direct enemy engagement. They can also help with the covert deployment of special operations personnel like the Navy SEALs. Number 7. Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruisers. In October 2020, the first ever commissioned Ticonderoga-class missile cruiser arrived at a port in Texas to be scrapped, marking the end of a story that began in 1983. The American Navy still has about 20 of these cruisers in active service though, and any one of them still poses a formidable threat should they ever have to be deployed for combat. The guided missile cruisers were the first to be equipped with the Aegis combat system that has already proven itself in a combat theater. The Ticonderoga-class ships formed part of the U.S. assault strategy during the Iraq conflict and fired Tomahawk missiles against enemy positions on several occasions. Number 6. Congo-class destroyers. The Congo-class destroyer belongs to the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force and is only one of the few ships outside of the United States to be equipped with the highly capable Aegis combat system. That's the main reason for the destroyer's potency. The vessels themselves are very similar to the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, though there are certain differences regarding its armament loadout. The surface combatants are deployed mainly to counter any threats from nearby North Korea, and a couple are out at sea at any given time for this reason. Number 5. Type 055 class destroyers. These destroyers were unveiled by the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy Surface Force in 2020 as part of its modern stealth-guided missile cruiser fleet. These vessels will act as primary escort for Chinese aircraft carriers and are well equipped for this task. The destroyers have up to 112 vertical launch silos that can launch a variety of anti-ship and land attack cruise missiles. They can also engage airborne threats with a combination of long-range air defense missiles and an HPJ-11 close-in weapon system, similar to the American Phalanx gun systems. Number 4. Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines. This is the American counterpart of the Boré-class submarines. They displace a considerable 18,750 tons submerged and are among the largest submarines to ever prowl the open seas. Despite being smaller in size than the Boré subs, the Ohio submarines carry more missiles, a full complement of 24 Trident II missiles. Each of those missiles can carry nuclear warheads and engage multiple targets at the same time. They are also quieter than the Russian subs, making them very hard to detect and track once they slip out into the open sea. Number 3. Kirov-class missile cruisers. This Russian juggernaut is the largest surface combatant built by any major military power in the years following World War II. Each missile carrier displaces over 24,000 tons but can still manage a top speed of 32 knots. This speed is made possible by a nuclear and steam power plant that generates up to 600 megawatts of power. The missile cruiser are armed with the P-700 Granite, massive missiles that carry a 680 kg high explosive warhead. The cruisers were originally designed with the capacity to hunt down American aircraft carriers deemed as threatening to Russian interests. Number 2. Nimitz-class aircraft carriers. The Nimitz-class aircraft carriers are not the newest in America's fleet. That honor belongs to the Gerald R. Ford class, the first of which was commissioned in 2017. However, the older Nimitz carriers have been deployed to combat theaters on several occasions to not only serve as a deterrent force but also to actively engage in offensive operations. As the name implies, these naval vessels serve as platforms for the forward deployment of a variety of aircraft that can carry out missions ranging from aerial reconnaissance to bombing runs. The aircraft that launch from aircraft carriers include the F-18 Super Hornets, F-35 Lightning II, and the EA-18G Growler for electronic warfare. Number 1. Astute-class submarines. These submarines form the latest line of British nuclear-powered fleet submarines. They are the replacement for the Trafalgar-class submarines that were first commissioned way back in the late 70s. A total of 7 Astute subs are planned, with each one costing well north of $1 billion. The submarines can carry a mix of 38 Spearfish torpedoes and Tomahawk missiles, making them quite a formidable threat that should not be taken lightly. It is also one of the fastest attack submarines in active service with a top speed in excess of 30 miles per hour.